Hi, my name is Laura, and I'm making this video because I had dreams that God gave me back in 2018 about the 3 days of darkness. At the time when I had this dream, I woke up and I was in shock because of how the manner that I woke up from the dream, and then I asked God if that was a dream from Him. So, it starts off where I in my dream, I was in like my old house. I'm a Christian and I believe in God and Jesus, and Jesus is God in the flesh. And just to let you know, if you're not a Christian, it's good that you know that if a spirit or an entity, right, comes to you and they start speaking to you or communicating to you, and the way to know if they're good spirits and they're from God, because God is good and the devil is evil. He's wicked. And he's a father of all lies and the son of perdition. So you have to ask them if they if they confess that Jesus is God in the flesh, and Jesus is God, then they are of God. So in my dream, it's 2023 now, and it was back in 2018. It was a date before 2019, before New Year's for 2019. And so in my dream, I was in my old house in New York, in Queens, and it was like very fast paced. My dream, where I saw my grandfather, and my grandfather, it was like we were in the old house, that we had, and um it was there was light. There was light coming from the windows, and uh but it looked strange in the room because it seemed like it was disorganized, as if something happened, that everything was like not in its place. And if things were on the floor, just like when you go into a room and you start panically looking for things, and like you leave everything off of the floor, that's what it looked like. And so I can't quite describe you what I saw, right? Because it's in my dream, only I saw it. So I'm going to do my best to describe what it is that I saw to you. So in my dream, I saw my grandfather. My grandfather told me, don't drink coffee because it messes with your nervous system from your spine. When I heard that, I was confused, but also alerted by that because I drink coffee. So, okay, that happened. And so I'm just going to tell you the details of my dream. I'm going to do my very best not to take away details from it. So this is my first time before video, and so I do feel nervous and I am scared at the same time. Just because, I'm going to upload this and people are going to watch this. But so what happens next is that, in the second part of my dream, I don't remember the transition, but to the second part of the dream. So in my dream, I am like, my point of view is as if I'm watching things happen before me. I don't think people are aware of me. So in the second dream, it becomes a darkness outside. Something not like night. And I'm in like a center of like, almost like back in the day where there was like, maybe like in Europe, they had like fountains of water, and the floors made of bricks and stuff. uh yeah. And so that's happening. There's no sun, there's no stars, I want to say. And it was a terrifying dream because there are demons walking, like, I want to say this, there are demons coexisting, walking among us people, humans. And and there's like these demons, and I'm scared. I'm petrified because this is so strange and it's so real. And so in my dream, I see this one demon. They're like standing by the water fountain, the spring water fountain thing. And then there's these two couples that walk up to them, a male and female, and he like the demon like he's much taller than the human man, and then he challenges him, and the guy protected his girlfriend, put her, and was like stood before in front of her. And so, and he had love, right? There was this human level of love that we all have, but it was strong, and it seemed like it had some breakthrough in power, but then it vanished. Like it hit a point, and then the demon sucked the life out of him through his mouth. And I saw that, and I was so scared. Like in that second part of my dream, I felt a lot of fear, and I was very scared. I was very scared, and so I saw that, and that was like terrifying. And then I started walking back to like away from that, from what I witnessed, and there I stood in front of like a wall, but it had no like, I don't even remember, like the material that is between the wood frame of a wall. It did not have that. And I saw a woman, her demeanor, she was like walking in such peace and assurance in the midst of all that terrifying thing, the fact that there's demons walking around. She was very peaceful and without fear, and then walking in this like and this trust, and just knowing that she's okay and no fear in her. So while she was walking, she took her hand out, and then she put a paper on the wall where I was standing in front of, and then she just kept walking. But like she did it in a way that it was like secretive, not secretive, but try to be like as not to draw attention to herself, and just slowly like put this on the wall. And then I tried looking at the paper, but I didn't. So I couldn't quite understand, so there was a paper, I knew there was something important about it, but I couldn't make out what it was saying or anything of it, or like letters to understand. So then my dream then changes to the third and last dream, part of that dream that God gave me. In that dream, excuse me, I eat food before doing this. So in my last dream, I am in my house that I'm currently living. I live with my parents, and I'm in front of the window in my living room, and there's darkness inside of the room, and then there's like this darkness that is outside the windows that I can visually see, and then I can spiritually understand. Like everything in me understood that there was this darkness outside that was not comparing to night. And what I heard outside my window, so I'm facing my window, and there's this white, like this curtain. It's like thick enough, the material of the curtain is like thick enough that I don't know, I'm not saying I can make out what's outside of it, like behind the curtain, but what I understand in front of, so I'm facing my window, I'm facing the curtain, and what I hear, and spiritually and also mentally, right, is a war happening behind the curtain. And I can understand and sense in everything in me that there's these beasts, like these creatures, like these beasts, I'll use these words, like if there was like lion heads with human bodies, but they were like big, and like just kind of like what you see like in fantasy type deal. I'm not saying this is fantasy, but that's the best way that I can help you understand what I saw. And so there's this war happening outside, and I wanted to look behind the curtain because I was like curious about it. Like it came to a point where I wasn't like, you know how like curiosity can lead you to like bad things. So I wanted to look behind the curtain, but something I want to say it was the Holy Spirit was then telling me, don't look outside because you're not ready to see what is outside. So what's behind the curtain? So then I started backing away, and as I started backing away from the curtain, I saw a lion uh coming after me, and it wasn't like a lion that, we go to the zoo or we see on TV. It was like a lion that was like spiritual, and it also had like this uh entity or force that was like evil and wicked. Like it was evil and it wanted to kill me. So I started like freaking out, backing up, and then when I pleaded with God, I pleaded with God. I was like, God, help me, get me out of this. And so I I woke up. God woke me up from that dream, and that I was like around maybe like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I want to say when I woke up, and then I said, God, what was that? I was like, was that you? So I so some time passed by. I didn't ask God what that dream meant. The years went by. It was a dream that definitely left a quite impression in my life. Obviously I kind of left it behind and I didn't pay much attention to it, mind you, because I didn't ask God what that dream meant. So now in 2023, in I want to say February or so, I spoke to someone about this dream, and it made me God allowed me to reflect on the dream and think maybe I should ask the God, I should ask him uh, if that was a dream from him and what that dream meant. So I prayed about it and I let it, I waited and I let it go. I wasn't like worrying about it, about my prayer. And then 5 days later, I'm at work and I work at a retail place, and I'm talking to one of my coworkers, and she's also a Christian and she believes in God, and she also knows about the prophecies that God has told us through his people about the things that are going to come to pass on earth. And so we're having this conversation, and then I ask her about the 3 days of darkness, and she said, yes, I do know. And I was surprised that she knew about it, because I thought I don't talk to a lot of Christians or Christians about the stream. So I was surprised when she said that. And then when she said yes, and then she told me there's going to be darkness on the earth. And then God let it sink in like at that moment when she said that, God let it like download in me, and I was like, that God showed me the 3 days of darkness in that dream that I had back in 2018. So the 3 days of darkness is real. There's gonna be, I saw, like I told you, my dream, there's a darkness that is not comparable to night. There were demons outside, right? And there were these beasts, and they're gonna be out there, and we should not look outside our windows. We should not go outside either. I have heard in other videos about other, like people talking about it. The reason why I'm making this video is because if God gave me this dream, then I should tell other people about it, that it is real. The 3 days of darkness is real. And so what I've heard in other videos is that we should not go outside. They're demons that are going to kill people, and that they're going to take form. They're going to shapeshift if people that we know, and they're going to potentially like knock at our door and say, hey, this is your grandma, this is your uncle, this is your brother, this or so what, whoever that you know, or pretend to be like someone in need, and not to let them in or open the door. And they've also said to have candles, white candles, in your house, and to pray during that time, to not look out your windows, lock your doors, lock your windows. And then I watched this. I'm gonna put the link down in the YouTube description thing about the video that I watched, where God will be allowing demons that, for Christians that have not like surrendered their life completely to God, and they've allowed God to heal them, they're gonna be like tormented by those demons that are they have been tormenting them, but that God has given them protection over it. And so in my dream, remember when I was like when I was backing up from the window, and then I saw that lion coming after me. God let it register when I saw that. I was like, God, you were telling me that the lion was going to come attack me And that was something that God was protecting me from. And it made sense why that lion demon was coming after me. So, and over my life, I guess over the past maybe like 6-7 years, I've had dreams that I'm being attacked by like leopards or lions, or like I'm walking in the midst of like trying to get away from, or tigers. I'm trying to get away from these animals, because there is no, I understand that there's no, that they're evil and they want to kill me. And so it all like God allowed, it all makes sense now. God has allowed me to see the bigger, like what the meaning behind these things are. And so trying to, so yes, so the 3 days of darkness is real, and these are one of my dreams that God has given me. If you come to God, if you come to God and you ask God to help you and to come, like tell you whether what I'm saying is real, just close your eyes and then communicate to God. Take God in your mind. If this is true, if this is from you, tell me, Lord. If it's not from you, tell me as well. You want to know. So only God can tell you the truth, and God uses people to tell you the truth as well. God uses people, your dreams, the circumstances in your life, and through his word, like reading the Bible, to communicate with you. And so I wanted to share this with you, and I have another dream that I want to share, that about the second civil war happening in the U.S. I'm gonna end my video here, and then I'll make the other video. Thank you so much for watching. I pray that you are well, and if you're fearful, it's okay to be scared. It is a lot to take in, but you're gonna be okay, because God is here with you and with me, and he'll help you through it. And tribulations, like hardships, are temporary, and they will go away. So if you find yourself in trouble, ask God for help, and he will send you help. But don't hold on to thinking there's no way out, because there is a way out. I love you all, and I bless you, and I'll see you in the other video. Okay.